Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new year, and welcome to the start of Royal Rumble Month. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. I am excited. This is probably my absolute favorite time of the year. You know, when you think January, you think New Year's, you think resolutions. For us wrestling fans, we think of the beginning of the road to WrestleMania, starting with one of my personal favorites, the Royal Rumble. Oh, and of course, my birthday, which was last week. 26 years old, guys. So, yeah, we're going to get this thing kicking off right and kicked off correctly with the very first Royal Rumble. This is my review of it for you. This is the outcome. This is my opinions on how it was. The very first Royal Rumble, if you've never seen it, it's probably going to be a bit of a surprise to you to learn that well, first of all, it took place on January 24th, 1988 in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada at the Copps Coliseum. And by the way, yes, I read that directly from this. It was a televised event. That's right, it was on free basic cable. You know, so back then WWE was airing, hell, I don't know, might have been, I know it wasn't TBS for sure, but it was a live event. It was a live event, it was a televised event, and it was free, it was on cable. So that's kind of a shocker, you know, that the first one, but then again it was an experimental thing, of course. This takes place a year after WrestleMania 3. So that makes the Royal Rumble, you know, they really kind of just made this event and didn't really know what to do with it. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the show opens, Vince McMahon, Jesse the Body Ventura are our commentators, and we have the first match, Ravishing Rick Rude versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Wow. This is a very, very good match. You know, Ricky Steamboat always knows how to sell. He always knew how to perform. He could get in there with the best of them and make anyone look good. And Ravishing Rick Rude, he was a tremendous talent. He too knew how to work. He knew how to sell. He knew how to ignite the crowd. So, I mean, for this to be the first match, you know, it gets the crowd energetic and energized, and it's really important for the television audience to be like, yeah, that makes me want to keep watching. All in all, great contest. The end comes up to a confusing, what really is going on type thing, where Steamboat goes for his leap, and Rick Rude pulls the ref in front of him. The ref gets kind of knocked out. Rick Rude then just takes and just starts wailing on Steamboat and cheats and does everything he can. And the ref finally comes to, and Steamboat is up. Sorry, I keep getting them mixed up because Ricky and Rick. Steamboat, is up in, not a torture rack type thing, but, his back is over Rude's arm, and he's just cranking and all that good stuff, and the referee turns, and he's dizzy, but he calls the bell, and Rick Rude, he gyrates, he's the man, he fucking won, and he starts heading out. And they announce him as the winner, but then the referee really goes to, Howard Finkel and says, hey, no, that's not what my decision is. It's reversed, and Rick Rude is disqualified. Steamboat gets the win. Great match. It was engaging. A lot of high-flying moves. A lot of, power moves also from Rick Rude. So it was really good, and it kept you involved. They then cut to commercial, and we come back to what is by far, I'm going to make this as understandable to you as humanly possible. We come back to what is the Dino Bravo weightlifting challenge. He was attempting to break the world record set at the time, that was 705 pounds. We watch, hold on, I wrote this down because I knew I wouldn't remember. Oops. Anyway, I wrote this down because we start off, now this, by the way, I timed. I took my phone and I timed this. This isn't an official time, but from when I started the time to when it did actually officially end, I'll let you know. So we start off with 415 pounds. Jesse Ventura is there as the spotter for the weight. Frenchie Martin is up there speaking French, and he's annoying as fuck. Gene Okerlund's just there to, talk to the crowd and find out the weight and all that crap. And Dino Bravo is, of course, there to throw it up. So we start at 415, and they say it's the warm-up weight. And Dino Bravo lifts it up, pumps 10 times, 10 reps he gets in, throws it back on the bar. Okay. Cool. Is he going to break the record now? No. We add some weight to it. We're now up to 505. And we gotta wait for him to ask for the audience to be quiet. And they, of course, boo. And so he finally lays back, picks up 505, and he reps it 8 times. Just 8. Throws it back on. They put more weight. We now go up to 555. And again, I need the audience to be quiet. This is getting heavy. I need concentration. Gene Okerlund's like, yes, everyone, they request that you be quiet. And, of course, that it incites them and they boo. And at 555, he picks it up and he throws it up 5 times and puts it back. Now, the only thing kind of keeping you involved, you've heard the term bathroom break. I think we all know it. I think you do it yourself. Anytime you see a Divas match on any of the pay-per-views, that's bathroom time. That's go make a sandwich time. That's anything other than watch these women who, yes, they look pretty, but they really don't have a lot to offer in the ring, with the occasional exception of like Beth Phoenix, Mickie James when she was actually worthwhile, stuff like that. And there's far many more. Lita, Trish Stratus when she meant something too. But I'm talking about the Eve, the Bella Twins when they were still around, and all that stuff. You know what I mean. It's the bathroom break. Guys, this is the bathroom break. We're only at 555, and they still got 3 more sets that they do. At 595, he takes and picks it up 3 times and rests it. Jesse's getting upset, Dino's getting upset, Frenchie Martin is still fucking annoying, and 655 comes, he barely gets it up, he gets it down, and he barely pushes it back up and sets it off at 1. 1 rep at 655. And at this point, the crowd is becoming restless, because this is absolutely fucking boring. Dear gosh, this is so boring. It's not exciting at all, especially when you saw him struggle at 655. You're like, alright, this is done. And then Dino, he does the fake walkout, wasting even more time. He steps down, he starts walking away. Frenchie, no, come on, we can do it. And Jesse, come on, man, you can do it. This is you. Shut up, fans. And so he gets up there, and they go 715. This is the unofficial weight, because we gotta weigh the bar. We have to weigh the bar, but 715 is the unofficial weight to beat the 705-pound world record. He can't do anything. He barely lifts it off the rack, and then brings it down, and he has nothing. And I think it's because he blew himself out pushing up so many gosh dang weights so many times. Again, I counted as we went. He went from 10 to 8 to 5 to 3 to 1 rep per weight. class that he did. So, I mean, it was obvious he was getting tired. He was breathing heavy. It really, really sucked. And Jesse had to clinch. It became the running thing of the whole show of, did he or did he not set the record? Did he not clinch? Did Jesse not help him get it up? Or, of course Jesse said no. Vince McMahon said yes. It became the whole rest of the show. So, in my explanation of this, which has probably taken, 3-4 minutes, maybe? I clocked it in. This whole fucking segment took 15 minutes and 49 seconds. That's 15 minutes of no action in the ring, just all the attention put on this one guy doing weightlifting, and that is not what should be happening at a wrestling event. And with all this being said, it was still better than Kid Rock performing at fucking WrestleMania. So go figure. One bad apple is better than another. 1 day old versus 1 week old. They both suck, but I do have standards. So as bad as this was, that was worse. But man, that just ground this thing to a halt. And so we cut to commercial. Of course the commercial doesn't appear on DVD, so we immediately come back and we have now the Royal Rumble? No. We have a contract signing between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant for February 5th, the rematch from WrestleMania 3. There's a big controversy over whether or not the referee counted 3 or not, or something weird like that, and that Andre the Giant beat Hogan in less than 3 minutes or some shit. We just had no action. Actually, I'm a little ahead of myself because I miswrote that. Anyway, remember the Hulk Hogan thing. But before that, we do actually have a match. But again, when I said that the Dino Bravo thing became the bathroom break, go get a sandwich, go get something to eat, it really sucks because the very next thing that happens is not Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, but it is a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match for the ladies tag team titles. A 2 out of 3 falls women's match. Now, I'm not a sexist. I think women do have capabilities. And I will be honest that this match was hard hitting. Those Jumping Bomb Angels versus the Glamour Girls. The Jumping Bomb Angels were 2 Asian girls, and they were hitting, even the Glamour Girls, they were just hitting hard. I mean, they were beating the shit out of each other. But there was so many mess-ups, So for every good thing that actually kind of did happen that got me invested in the match a little bit, they fucked up, it was just 1 for 1 almost every time. It was a rather good yet not good match. It's a tough thing to explain without seeing it for yourself. The Jumping Bomb Angels, though, they lost the first fall, and then they won the second fall, and at the end of the match, they hit a double flying drop kick onto one of the Glamour Girls, and when they showed the replay of it, and you see that she gets hit on this side, it's not together. She gets hit here, and then bam, blasted. She got knocked the fuck out. And granted, it was just on her shoulders, but holy shit, she went flying. It was kind of fucking awesome. So, at least finally, they won the thing, and alright, this match is over. Not much to really explain or get into on it, just, hard hitting, which was good, but a lot of mistakes at the same time. And then we get to Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. And it's like, I guess they were trying to pace like a movie where there's action and then there's the drama, and then there's the action and then there's the drama, or something weird, because now we have this signing, and Andre's kind of refusing to sign for a bit, and Ted DiBiase, I almost said Macho Man, Ted DiBiase is taunting Hogan, and it goes on for a little too long before Andre takes and slams Hogan's head in the table and dumps it on him, and then walks out. So, after all that, after everything we've just seen, on this DVD, when I officially looked at the time when the bell sounded to start the Royal Rumble, which is right now, we were an hour and 19 minutes and 25 seconds into the DVD, with having only seen 2 matches. Oh boy, that sucks. The very first Royal Rumble, though, consisted of only 20 men. It was started by Bret the Hitman Hart at number 1 and Tito Santana placed at number 2. I tell you what, if you've never seen this first Royal Rumble, it's what makes me love the Rumble. When the ring fills up, it's exactly what happens the way it should. Like, there are just people everywhere beating and fighting, and you get your surprise toss-outs that happen, and then people who just kind of fight and fight and fight as long as they can, and they finally get tossed over and out. A stat that is read again right here from the DVD booklet itself, because I would never be able to figure this out. Bret Hitman Hart actually was the longest remaining star or superstar in the Rumble at 26 minutes before he got eliminated, oddly enough, by the Ultimate Warrior. Strange. And the one-man gang who came out at he came out at number 19, so he was the next to last man to come out, and the one-man gang got the most eliminations in the Rumble at 5. Again, reading straight from here, it's just a little trivia they throw in at the side of the thing. This is an awesome set, by the way. I love it. So, Bret Hart lasts the longest, 26 minutes. One-man gang gets the most eliminations at 5. But who wins? It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out at number 13 out of the 20 men, and he winds up winning. He is the last man standing as he eliminates the one-man gang. It actually got down to a 2-on-1, and he somehow got the other guy out. I forget who it was at this time, it doesn't matter. And it got down to one-man gang and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the gang got sent over. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan wins the very first ever Royal Rumble, and it's kind of sad. It's awesome, but at the same time, it's like, when you look at the Rumble now, it means something. I know I'm stuttering a lot, but it's because it was a little underwhelming, watching Hacksaw Jim Duggan win and knowing that nothing came from it. Like, he didn't get anything for this feat. Just, you win, buddy. Great job. Still great to watch, but underwhelming in the end. If it had been someone like Bret Hart or maybe Jake the Snake who was involved, somebody else, who maybe even Ultimate Warrior, who kind of could have taken it and used it for something, even though that back then they didn't give the title, the title match at WrestleMania away for the winning. It would have been better, I think, if they give it to someone who could have said, yeah, I won the Rumble, and I deserve this, especially Ultimate Warrior. Yes, he would blow up later, because you see him in this, he is young. Ooh, is he young. But he still could have used that to propel and rocket himself even faster. But that's just my own opinion. So, that's the Royal Rumble. That was the very first Royal Rumble that occurred. And oh yeah, wait a minute, we're not done yet. Yeah, that's right. In a strange booking thought process, the Royal Rumble was not the main event. The main event was a tag team match. Not for the belts. Not for anything, really. And even more strange, it was the Islanders versus the Young Stallions in a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. Are you kidding me? Why? Why would you book two out of 3 falls matches in the same show? Why? That made absolutely zero sense. Even while the match is going on, it's confusing because they're talking about how the Islanders stole Matilda from the British Bulldogs. And I'm sitting there the whole time wondering, then why are they not fighting the British Bulldogs? Why is this match occurring? Like, who cares? Who would care about this match? And it shows. This match is terrible. I mean, the match is fine, but the fans aren't into it. They don't really care. The Rumble is by far the pinnacle of what this show was, and you end on this, and the first fall goes to the Islanders by way of countout. Paul Roma, I think his name is, he gets counted out. So then we cut to commercial. We come back, and we have an interview segment. I mean, a long interview, too. Like 3-4 minutes of an interview between Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant. And Andre is talking, and the guy interviewing him goes to cut him off, and Andre belts him in the fucking balls like he's hurting, because you see his face just cringe at being hit by that monster. And it takes forever, and then we see the Wild Stallions walking back from the back, because Paul Roma's knee got blown out when he went over the top rope and got counted out. So we go to commercial and come back, and Paul Roma has to start because he's the loser of the fall. He winds up making a tag to his partner. His partner gets the crap beat out of him. He then tags Roma in. Roma, in a last, valiant effort, tries to do just do anything to get back into it, but they take his leg out again. They do a big splash on his leg. Then they put him in a half Boston Crab. He taps, and that's the end of the match. That's the end of the show. That was really a big letdown. So all in all, the very first Royal Rumble is very poor. The Rumble itself is fun. It's entertaining. The first match, leads you to believe that this show was going to be fun and very, you're going to see a lot of your favorite characters and stuff come out. But then you see the Bomb Angels, and yeah, while they hit hard, it's not something that's really needing to be showcased, I guess. I don't know how to put it. But then just to end on that even farther low with that crappy tag team, the Islanders and the Young Stallions, in another 2 out of 3 falls match. Oh my god, it just drug this whole pay-per-view, which isn't even a pay-per-view, it was on TV. It just drug it down. If I were to rate this from a scale of 0 to 10, it's a 3, guys. It honestly is. 5 is your average. I will be doing zeros, to make sure it's an even scale. But yeah, this is a below average 3 event. It's not, it's worth watching and owning for a collector's sake as myself, or nostalgic sake, or whatever the case is, but I can't wait to start getting into the much better ones that are gonna be a little more informative as to what happened and all that good stuff, and more opinionated as time goes on. But that's for another time. Next week it'll be 1989, and it will be the 2nd annual Royal Rumble, and I look forward to seeing that with you guys. I thank you for joining me. I'm glad you were here for a late review. Remember, it's always better late than never. keep in touch, guys. Write down and below what you thought, and have yourself a good day.